Hello, beautiful mom leaders. Welcome to Conscious Champagne Chat number 54. Today, you're getting me in my sports outfit, so apologies for my appearance, but it was more important for me to be here and show up for you guys and talk about the number one question that most parents get wrong, including me, and that I got wrong for many years until it clicked. So I want to share that with you because hopefully it clicks for you as well, because when it clicks, your parenting is gonna take on a whole new journey, and not just the relationship with your kids, it's really the relationship about yourself, right? I mean, yes, we talk a lot in the context of your children, but really, my whole goal here for you is to help raise your mom leadership, especially your conscious mom leadership. And we're like using our kids to learn about ourselves and really do that. I'm not a parenting coach and as such, but I've definitely learned a lot from my kids to grow my consciousness and grow my my leadership skills, so to speak. So what's the number one mistake we make as parents when we ask questions? We tend to ask the wrong questions when it comes to parenting. And here's how these questions go. They're actually all the same. Because the way we ask this question is, how do I get my child to listen to me? How do I get my teenager to stop backtalking? How do I get my child to hang up their coat and put their shoes away? How do I get my child to eat their green beans? How do I get my child to brush their teeth? Do you see a common pattern for these questions? They are basically all the same question. They are all asking for the same thing, which is like, how can I get this right? How can I get this right? How can I be a good parent, basically, right? And the problem with these questions, the reason these are like utterly the wrong questions to ask is because they miss out on something very fundamental and very important. And if you don't get that right, all your desires about raising happy children and confident children and children that go and conquer the world are not going to be fulfilled. Because what these questions completely and utterly miss is to see and recognize the child as a whole human being. Because all of these questions, where do these questions come from? Why are we asking these questions? Why did I ask these questions for years? Because all these questions are basically rooted in fear. That's why we've talked so much about fear in the last Conscious Champagne Chats. They're all rooted in fear that has been conditioned inside of us. This fear comes from, cultural expectations. You have to be a certain way to fit in this box, right? And so all those expectations have been dumped on us. And your parents tried to raise you as a good child. That's like the ultimate goal for every parent. But we do it at the expense of seeing the child. We do it at the expense of connecting with the child. Because there is no human on this planet who is just good. That's like us literally not understanding how humans work. Because no human is good all the time. We are a 360-degree rainbow, I want to say. Everybody has all emotions, everybody has all sides inside of us. And the more we try to squish down all the sides we don't like and just focus on the good, the more that stuff want to come up. It wants to come up at some point. So I really need you to understand that asking these questions has been conditioned inside of you because we've literally been made to believe that these are the most important things when it comes to raising our children. And they are coming at the cost of the child's worthiness. They are devastating to the child's worthiness because every time we ask these questions, we basically subconsciously communicate to them, you don't matter. This is coming from when you live to fix. You need to fix. I need to get it right. And furthermore, what we have to realize is asking these questions are always about us. They're always about us. Because again, when your child does not put their shoe away. What does it say about you? You're a terrible mother. You did not know, you don't know how to teach your children to be organized and be tidy. It always comes back to us. If your child doesn't eat the green beans, you're a careless mother because you don't know how to raise a healthy child. And this is the awareness we have to gain. We have to shift to a level of higher awareness to understand that most of the things we're trying to ask our children or want to get from our children are coming from our own unmet needs and desires. And we need them to be fixed by our children. That's pretty much what's going on in every case. If you're suffering from your child, it's your own emotional suffering that's happening. It's not the child's one. It's not the child's ones. And that's why also the reward systems that we have don't work for so many kids, right? Because they're based on punishment and reward. You remember the star systems or these climbing up the ladders. I remember we had stickers on the fridge. And I remember when my son went to first grade, they had a star and they would collect for each star, what do you call it? A star arm. They would collect little stars they would put on and they had to collect 10 in order to get a prize or something. And the reward system did not work for my son. And I remember my teacher came to me and she's like, he doesn't want to do it. He's not interested. And I'm like, yes, because it completely and utterly misses the point. It forces something on your children, you have to be this way and then you're good. And now I'm going to give you a prize. And it misses to see the child. So asking, how do I stop a 2-year-old to throw a tantrum? How do I get a teenager to obey to the curfew? Or how do I get a teenager to stop back talking? Is you resisting the nature of those different age groups. A 2-year-old is going to throw tantrums. A 5-year-old does not know how to control their emotions. A teenager is going to test and test and test you. They think they own the world, right? When they're teenagers, they're going to be, feisty. They're going to backtalk and all that. So when we resist the isness of the things, the nature of the things, we are literally fighting against ourselves because you can't change that. That's just what it is. It's like expecting from a 3-year-old to sit quietly when you go to a restaurant. That doesn't work. It's it's us. We have completely the wrong expectations. Completely wrong expectations. And that's where a lot of the struggles happen in our parenting because we actually expect quite a lot from our children that they cannot fulfill and that they don't want to fulfill. So how do we shift this? How do we shift? How do we move? Most of us only know how to, if you don't do this, then this and this is going to happen, right? The reward and punishment strategy that most of us use. So how do we shift to a higher level of consciousness and get our children to be cooperative and collaborative and at the end of the day, raise them to good humans, but without having to force it on them. So the very first thing is what we have to do is we have to shift ourselves. We have to shift that when you are frustrated, when you ask when you come into your house, and again, what you see is, your child's school bag is right there on the floor in front of you. The shoes are right there in the middle of the way and you can't walk across it. How do you react? It's if you come from a place, it's gosh, I told you 500 million times to put these shoes away. Again, that it's about you. It's a frustration you have because you made it mean something about you. So you have to start raising your awareness and start asking yourself, what am I really thinking in these moments? What is really going on? What does it say about me when they can't do this? And then the biggest mistake we make as moms is we then clean it away. We move it to the side. So we do it for them and we get even more upset that they don't do it again the next time, which is you know what? I'm applauding the children because they're smart. They figured that you're just gonna complain, but hey, mommy's gonna tidy it up. So why should I be tidying up? They're smart children, right? So what you want to do is you want to embody being that person who actually loves doing these things. You know, if you resist doing washing your dishes, if you resist yourself putting the things away and you complain about it, you don't like about it, what are you signaling to your children? Why should they be doing it? Why should they be doing it? They won't. So in this case, if your shoes are still lying on the floor, like I literally make the effort to go upstairs, take them downstairs with me, and help them. Like sometimes you have to help them because our expectations are way too high, and this is so annoying for us because you know what? I tell you what, the pain inside of us is nobody helped us when we needed to help. And so we expect our kids to figure it out all by themselves. I remember for my son, he didn't want to read. He hated reading, and it was a real struggle. And the only way we actually got him to do it, I could have punished him and said, okay, you have to read 10 minutes. And if you don't read 10 minutes, there's not going to be iPad. Or I had to make the effort to literally sit with him every day for 10 minutes. And most of the times it was actually 20 minutes because it took 10 minutes of preparation to even get him there. But we had to do that for 3 years until he independently finally took a book and started reading it, because that's just his nature. Is he wanted us to sit right next to him. My daughter is completely different. So it's about seeing the child first and understanding that it's okay that they are resisting things as well. But if they are resisting things, understand why. Where are they coming from? Not try to punish them or reward them. It's seek to understand what is going on. How can I help you? How can I help you? Why are you feeling like that, right? Like, instead of assuming they're terrible children and they're not behaving, because most of the times they don't want to hurt you, right? This took me such a long time to really understand because I thought they're doing this on purpose. They're not. They simply are, most of the times, 99% of the times, they're not ready because it's just the nature of that age. So don't take it personal and start with you, my friends. The more you reparent yourself, the more you raise your consciousness, the more you clean your own shit. That's what I like to say. I like to clean all my programming, all the wounding that's been put in there. The more I can connect with my children, the more I can get to see them who they are. And it doesn't mean my kids get to do everything they want to do. I don't allow them everything. That's not the point. But it's about, instead of trying to fix them, is about connecting with them. And so don't ask how, ask why. Ask why. Or what is going on. Or say even like, I know, oh, tidying up. Who wants to tidy up? Like, seriously, do you like tidying up? I don't like tidying up. That's how you connect. So you take 2 minutes to complain about the tidying up, and then you actually go and tidy it up and do it together. And then the next time they're going to do it themselves. It's going to happen. Trust me on this one. All right, my friends, I feel like I've been rambling in this Conscious Champagne chat. Let me know what you took away. Hey, guys, I'm just seeing you now. I'd be like, blah, 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 blah. We have a public holiday today, and I'm in a really fluffy, good mood. So I'll be seeing you next week here. And yeah, let me know what your biggest takeaway was from this one. Mwah. Take care. See you next week. Bye.